Lucky us, Des. It's we were able to make it happen here. We can get a professional's opinion on this. I'm happy to have heavyweight Tony Yoka here with the Boxing Asylum. Tony, it's great to have you here, and kind of what we're kicking off our discussion with here before we get into the meat and potatoes with you and what's going on with your career. We're talking about these two Japanese fighters who lost their lives recently boxing on the same card, and just some of the dangers that are presented in the sport and how there aren't a lot of protections for fighters based on what the commissions are doing. Do you have any thoughts on that? Where you have, I mean, should have obviously have great concern. Your life is on the line, stepping into the ring every single time. It takes one punch.
I mean, it's something that we have to live with, you know. It's the sports that we choose, and of course, when we see stuff like the two Japanese that died, like recently, he reminds us that, of course, it's a sport, but it's really dangerous and really violent, you know.
Going back, it's I'm glad to see you continuing on. I hear you're working with Don Charles, who who us at the asylum hold in high regard. And tell me about, because we look back and some of your fights, and as you're struggling a bit there, and it seemed just at times like your confidence kind of left you. Talk to me about what you've been doing to just get comfortable and to get back in there and try
You
to
know,
start really believing again.
boxing is like life, you know. Sometimes you fall and you have to raise up, you know. I had really like 2 bad years in my life, and I think I felt it again in the ring because like I had like a divorced, I changed country, I wasn't seeing my kid, I was injured, so I lost my fight, and then you know you lost your confidence, and then everything's just you think like everything is just bad news, you know. But then I met Don Charles, and I felt like I knew him for a while. I felt like he treated me like his son, so it gave me back my confidence. And then now I feel just like I'm a phoenix, you know. I rise again.
So I want to get back to Don in a second, but let me ask you this. This is something I've never had a chance to ask a fighter. So when you're going through all those different struggles in your life that have really nothing to do with what's going on in the ring, but it still affects you because it's your
Yes.
life, are you there in the ring sometimes or in the corner getting instructions, and while you're trying to focus on that, instead you're thinking about these things that are happening in your life outside of the ring?
It's not really like you thinking about these things. It's just you're not focused. You know, you just like you lost. You know, you can see it in your eyes. When I was looking again, like the fights, when I was rewatching them, I was just like, I'm not there. You know.
And what about working with Don has made you feel like you are there again? Is it just something where the relationship clicked and you started
Yeah,
to see
like
it happen in
you
the
know,
ring from
I
there?
was I was supposed to meet two or three coach, and Don was the first one. I went to the gym. We talked for like an hour, and then by this time I said, "Okay, it's you. It's nobody else."
It,
You know, the relationship that we had, the confidence that he gave me, he trusted me, he believes in me like straight away, and he said, "Let's we're gonna work together, and you will see."
well, and something about Don as a trainer, and something that I think a lot of fans saw that you might have needed more in your fights, is he is very offensive oriented.
Yeah,
He wants you to protect yourself and find your moments, but he wants you to be pushing your opponent backwards.
he wants you to be aggressive, and this is what he told me. You know, he really showed me the fact that he showed me the difference between boxing and heavyweights. I think it's two different sports. Like in other categories, in other weight class, you still can manage, you know, you good technician, blah blah blah. But in heavyweights, it's different. Even if you don't have, even if a boxer doesn't have like a good technique, if he's really aggressive, really strong physically, he can like give you like nightmares, you know.
Like a guy like a Martin Bacoli, who's just
Yeah,
big, tough,
yeah.
comes in swinging.
Yeah, you know, when I fought him, I was like really light, skinny. I was good at technique, but it wasn't technical. He wasn't like a a good fighter. But he just bullied me the whole fight because he was just really strong physically.
Yeah, and do you think is that not that might not necessarily be one you want to get back because it has to make sense for a fight to happen.
Yeah.
But looking back, do you think that despite the loss, that fight you learned a whole lot about yourself as a fighter and what adjustments you needed to make if you wanted to continue on and be successful?
Oh yeah, definitely. This fight gives me the right answers. You know, I saw that I was too light. I saw that I didn't put enough physical strength in my training because I always been good technically, you know. But to be good in the heavyweight and professional, you have to be focused on the fact that you need to knock this person out.
Yeah, there's a lot of guys who have done very well in the amateurs, Olympic medalists and things like that, who did it all based off of more of a jab and right hand, a very Cuban-y kind of thing. But ultimately, when you get to professional boxing, 10 3-minute rounds, 12 3-minute rounds, that jab and right hand isn't always the trick, is it?
Yeah, it's not always a trick, and then you find out that after the 5, 6 round is is a new story.
And let me throw this over to Des. I'm sure he would like to ask some questions. He has a deeper background in boxing than I do, and I'm sure he is just frothing at the mouth with some good questions here. Des, go ahead.
Yes, nice to talk to you, Tony. So you're based over in London now, and you're training with Don full time.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's fantastic. So, do you have a date, Tony? And are you looking at anyone in specific?
I don't have any dates. I had a contract with a French promoter and a French TV for a while. I did my last fight in May,
Mm,
and this is why we signed the deal with Queensbury. You know, we
mm,
signed the deal with Queensbury, and I wanted to be in the mix. I wanted to be in with a promoter that can gives me big fights, can put me in the ring with other big names, because I
mm.
really want to test myself, and I want to show the world that I didn't get my gold medal for nothing.
Okay, so I mean, Frank Warren is pretty much one of the dominant promoters, particularly in the heavyweight scene on the world stage. Um, you've got guys like David Adelaide, Fabio Wardley. They're under Frank's banner. Would one of them
Yeah,
sort of guys interest you without putting you on the spot, Tony?
yeah. I mean, I'm not difficult. I'm not someone difficult. I
Yeah,
always said yes for any fighters. When I fought Martin Bakoli, nobody wanted to fight him.
yeah,
They
correct.
propose me Martin, I say yes. I'm a fighter.
Mm,
I'm not a talker. I'm not someone that I don't. It's not like I don't like. It's just I don't know how to do like the talk and shit and none of this. I'm
mm,
not this.
mm.
I'm a fighter. You give me a fight, I fight.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, yeah. I mean, Martin Bakali was the most avoided man in heavyweight boxing.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Um, well, look, it's great. It's great to have you on the pod, and it's interesting that you're based in London, and we're all very keen to see how you get on. We're all very we like Don, and we think he could be a really good influence on you. And Don's had
Oh yeah.
some really good success recently with Daniel Dubois, and before that, he was had success with Derek Chisora. So look,
Yeah.
we'll all be looking out for you, Tony, and very good luck for the future, man. I hope you settle well in London, and I hope you and Don's relationship really
I
flourishes.
mean, I don't understand why I didn't camp before, especially in
Mm,
London. I was in USA, but UK is where you find the most heavyweights in the world. So even for sparring is so good. You know, I
mm,
have been sparring with Daniel Dubois for his last 3 fights, and
yeah.
this gives you like a lot of experience. You don't, of course, you get experience in the fights, but I have to work on sparring first. You know.
Yeah, I totally agree. And having to be part of a gym where Daniel's fighting guys like Alexander Usyk, and before that he was training for the Joe Parker fight, and before that the AJ fight. To be part of that gym, to jump on that camp, and to experience all the sparring partners that come and go, that can only be beneficial to you, Tony.
Yeah, for a while he didn't want us to fight, to spar, and I was
Yeah.
really mad at Dan, because it was feeding Daniel some guys that I know they didn't have my level, and one day I just came out and I said, look, you're gonna put me in the ring with him, I'm just gonna leave, because there ain't no way I'm just looking those guys getting the work and not me. So we shared the first sparring session, and like all the gym was like shut down. Nobody was
Yeah.
talking after the sparring. Everybody was shocked. And then after the sparring, Daniel went to Don and his father, and he said, "Why you didn't bring this guy before?" You know.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
since that day, we've been sparring and sparring together, and we're really pushing each other. And when you see that I'm working with him for his AJ's fight, I see the way me and him been battling in the ring. And when I see the fight, I was like, no, my level is up.
Well, it's good talking to you, Tony. And when you do get a date and you get out on a Queensbury show, we'll maybe have you back on, and we're all
Yeah.
supporting you, Tony. So the very best of luck, mate. All right.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for your interest.
All right,
All
and
right.
I
Good
got
luck.
Justin here, and he wants to ask you a couple. And I know it's late for you, and we don't want to hold you too long. But Justin, go ahead and get Tony some questions there. I know you got a couple good ones.
It's just one quick question. I remember watching you in the Olympics, super talented guy.
Yeah.
But after those two losses, this is a question I always wonder: was there ever a time that you thought it just boxing? Maybe I didn't want to. Did your goals ever change, or did you just second guess yourself, or was it just you just needed to regroup and like maybe finding Don Charles? Is that giving you the extra like a
I
boost
think
to be better, or you just ever
I
thought
think
maybe?
my life hasn't been like this, never. And I had the chance, or maybe I had the talent enough. I was talented enough to be Olympic champion really soon. I was just 23, 24 years old. So I had to work. I did my first 5 years as a pro in the USA, etc. I had my losses, but I think now I'm enough mature. I am 33 years old now, which is not old for a heavyweight, and I really feel like now is my time. It's my time. I know all of those guys, and I have beat a lot of those guys in the amateurs. So me and them know each other for a while. So I really feel like I I deserve to be in the mix. I deserve to be there, and all I ask is a chance to be in the ring with those guys, and then I know at the first minute of the first round, everybody will be like, "Oh, okay."
That's a damn good. That's a damn good attitude to have. Hey, I appreciate you answering my question. Thank you.
Thank you very
Yeah,
much.
so I had forgotten that you were working with Virgil Hunter for a few fights,
Yeah,
weren't you?
yeah,
Yeah, and he seems like he's a very good trainer, but again, like we're talking about the aggressiveness that's needed
yeah,
in the heavyweight division.
yeah.
He's a very soft spoken and mellow guy. Is it almost like his energy isn't right for heavyweight boxing in a sense?
I mean, he's one of the greatest coach ever in
Oh,
boxing for me.
he
Like,
he molded
like,
Andre Ward, who is
like
who picked.
technically,
Yeah,
when you just look at Angel Ward, wow, the work he's doing now with Suleiman Sissoko, the work he did with Boissy is really great.
he created
But
a guy who dominated a
yeah,
very
dominant
talent-rich
Olympics,
division
pro,
with
and
one
everything.
hand.
Yeah,
With one
yeah,
hand.
yeah. So, but the fact is, I don't think it fits really well with heavyweights, because it's too aggressive. It's too um physically strong. The way that Andrew Ward was blocking like this, blocking like this. You can't do this in heavyweight. I was trying to do this with Bakoli. I was blocking like this and going to the ropes like boom. You know, you
It's
just can't.
300 pounds coming up
Yeah,
against your
like
head.
this.
Glove or not, you're getting
You
knocked
can't.
over.
Instead
Yeah.
of Don Charles knows it. So when I was blocking like this, it was like, no, you can't do that. He's gonna hit you, you know. So you have to go aggressively against him, you know.
Yeah. And here is not the $1 million question, but really the multi-million-dollar question. Alexander Usyk, he's running out of scalps at this point in time. And you just know that Don wants to get one on him. He wants it
Yeah.
badly. So is that something that is always on your mind, that he's going to need opponents, and that you've got a guy who has been dissecting him and trying to find ways to beat him for a few years now?
You know, we have to put respect on Alexander Usyk. When everybody heard that he will be a heavyweight, we was like, I was skeptic, okay, but he beat everybody, and he beat them twice. You know, it's not even like it was close. It wasn't even close. You know, so we had this thing with, okay, maybe Daniel deserved the win when he punched him, blah blah blah. But look at the second fight. So I think Usyk is just, when he will retire, we will realize that he's one of the greatest heavyweights of all time, like for sure. But if they ask me to go to come and fight, of course I will go and I will do my best, try my best to give him like big problems.
All right, and this is my last question for you. It's only slightly boxing related, but as someone with a great Olympic pedigree, what did it mean for you to have the Olympics come to Paris and be able to experience that as a former champion?
That was great. You know, Olympic Games is something special, and it's not like professional. A lot of guys can become world champion because you might have your chance. You might have it again in a year, 2 year, etc. But Olympics, you might get just one chance to go. You know, you need to qualify, and then there is just a few people that had the chance to be Olympic gold medalists. You know, I'm the only one for my country. So to have this at my home, to see how people was greeting me was really nice.
That's awesome, and I'll tell you what, that Gojira performance at the kickoff ceremony, what an awesome performance that was too. What a killer!
Yeah, that was
So,
great.
but hey, Tony, I really appreciate your time. We're looking forward to seeing what your next steps are. You have any final words for the fans out there before we let you go?
Just follow me, you know, just follow me now. I think I'm in the right place with the right coach, with the right team, a right manager. I signed with the right promoter. So there is a lot of talks now in the table. They're talking about like a fight with AJ. I think that would make sense. So just stay tuned, you know.
Hey, fantastic! And I think if you get through AJ, I think that Usyk is the door that is open wide up for you, and you'll be the guy who has the chance. And we'll see. Everybody wants a chance. Nobody has shown that they have
Yeah,
it. But
it's personal.
pulling for you and Team Charles. Don is our boy. I've talked to him over a dozen years ago now. The first time I talked to him was when Derek fought Malik Scott around that time.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, we're pulling for you. Glad you're in the camp, Tony, and thank you
Thank you
so
very
much for
much.
your time.
Yeah.
You take care of
Thank you.
yourself. All right.
Bye bye.
Appreciate it.
You're on mute, Matty.
Oh, right. I said right on. We haven't done an interview for quite some time there. That was
I honestly thought when you said Tony Yoka was coming on in the WhatsApp group, I was like, "Is he? What are you talking about? Is he messing around? I didn't take it serious."
no.
I thought Rob was going to come on and do his Tony Yoka voice. You said Tony Yoka was going to come on. I was like, I don't think that. Is he really? Was he trying to get Tony Yoka? I don't think that's real.
Oh no.
Like,
Yeah. Rob missed his chance. This is what you get for being tardy, Mr. Kelly. But yeah, that was a lot of fun.